Hi, Nancy Burt-Preece here, independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Here's all my contact information. I would really love, I have a lot of people on my YouTube channel, but I'm hoping you'll also join my Facebook business page because I am going to try to be giving away more. I've been away for a couple of weeks, so I'm looking forward to getting back into the swing of giving away on my Facebook business page. Today we are making a card that stands up, which I like, a tinted card. I'm using the Shepherd's Care, and I was very fortunate to get a signed copy from the person who designed this, Cindy Fodor, who is just the sweetest person ever. So I'm really excited to be using this. I'm also using the Textured Notes dies. So let's get your parts and pieces together. We need a 4 1/4 by 11. I use navy, and I scored it at 5 1/2. You need a beige piece for the back, and that is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm using some of the DSP that we had from last year, and I just really like, and I'm just losing the name. I'll have to put that in the comments. Let me see if I can find it quick. It is still in the catalog. I can't find the name of it. But it's got gorgeous colors, and I just think it's really quite spectacular. So you need 4 by 5 1/4. I do have a strip for the back, 3 3/4 by 4 to just doll up the back. Then I have this strip here, beige, which is a 1/2 by 4, and the navy 3/4 by 4. Make sure that's correct, yes. Now, here is your mechanism to make it a tent card. And it's kind of fun because this is floating, and I'll show you how to make that floating. If you can see, it kind of floats back here. So you're going to have a piece of 4 by 4 scored at 1/2, 1 1/4, 2, 2 3/4, and 3 1/2. And I just started down, up, you know, just kind of accordion fold it. The middle mountain, you know, has to go in the middle. Well, it's hard to see from that because I'm doing it wrong. It's got to go this way. Oh, dear. So it's going to be like a V in the middle. So let's start. The other part I'll show you as we go, which is this part. We'll cut out a part and you'll have this extra part. It's just the back side. But the first thing you're going to do is adhere this around the edges. I'm not putting any adhering in the middle because that's where I'm going to cut out. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this right on my card. Then I'm going to use the biggest, one of the bigger dies. This one measures 2 3/4 by 4 1/4 of the textured dies. I'm going to go ahead and run it through my die cut machine. I'm sorry, I'm doing that off camera. As even as I can get it. If you come to my Funfold class, you'll be doing that part yourself. So here's what we've got. And you can keep this as an extra bonus to take home and use. But out of these, I cut this, which is a little bit smaller. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a minute. So I'm going to take my shepherd and I'm going to Stamp it up. You notice I'm putting the ink on. I have the block down, putting the ink on this way. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp my shepherd. Really push it down. And it gives you that extra little detail in it, which I think is really pretty. I'm going to adhere that right to this. The beautiful thing is after we get our tent part, this is going to fit in here just perfectly because I cut it right out of there. So that's cool. The other thing I didn't tell you is I took a little bit of gold foil and I used the Peace on Earth dies. It just felt like it needed a little bit of a star. Now there is a star with this one, but it's much bigger. And I tried to make it work. It just didn't. So I just cut this out of gold foil. Isn't that cute? Now let's do this part. I've already, so remember it's going to look like a V. Now that I said that wrong, I'm going to go ahead and use some sticky strip on these two flaps. So the flap should be up, in case I've got you completely confused. Come on. I like tear and tape for things like this because you want that to really stay. And I like that this is 4 inches because if it gets any bigger, it's hard to keep it aligned in here. It just doesn't work as well. So I've seen several people make this tented. I'm not sure who started it. And I've looked at several directions. So I've kind of compiled it into, I think, an easy, but yet still kind of cool tent card. All right, let me get that one. Sometimes that's the hardest part, is getting the sticky strip. What I'm going to do, remember, have those flaps up, and I'm going to lay this down as close to the bottom, but you have to leave a little bit, so I'm going to put that down like that, and I'm going to close the card. And there you go. Is that the coolest thing? I mean, how easy is that? Now I'm going to also take, last time I did 2 strips. This time I'm only going to do 1 because I found like it was a little bit too far. And I'm going to peel this up. And I'm going to place this right back in that frame. Make sure it goes in the frame. And there we go. It's floating. I mean, that is so easy. I love that. Next, on the back, I liked this sentiment. And I'll have, at my class, of course, I always have lots of sentiments. And I'm going to adhere this little piece of DSP just to give it a little bit of a pop, because it gets boring if it's, you could stamp more on it if you chose. I just decided to put a little bit of DSP. I'm going to turn that over, and I'm going to adhere that to the back of my card. Now, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp Peace on Earth as close to the middle as I can get. adhere it to my blue mat. It should line up perfectly if I cut it correctly, right? There we go. Now I'm only going to put a little bit of adhesive on each end. If you put too much, it'll be not good. And I'm going to kind of just cover this little blue part there. There's Peace on Earth. And the last part, these are Hues of Blues flowers. And these are from the Peace on Earth. And just one on either side. And you have a beautiful fun fold holiday card. So I hope you enjoy this card and you give it a try at home. Have a great day.